Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. So we were looking at the 10th verse or Vakya in the 4th Brahmana of the first chapter. Here we saw that how this Brahman originally was ignorant and then it knew itself as Brahman, the limitless, and thus became everything also. Then the Shruti pointed out that this knowledge, whoever knows in the same manner will also become everything. So this is true with reference to Devas. This is true with reference to Rishis. This is true with reference to Manushya also, whoever are there right now, normal human beings. So here Bhashyakara raised a point and made also a very important note which we saw already. So there is always a question whether the current crop of the human beings, can they also know this Brahman and attain this result? Is it possible? Because Devas have great powers. Rishis are also like that. They are all like mantra drashtaraha. They were the ones to whom the Veda was revealed. But what about all these people who are there right now? These people cannot be compared to Devas or Rishis. Can they also gain this knowledge? Can they also get this result? More importantly, there was a question. Now Shruti itself answers that. It is also quoting another story there of Vamadeva. So Vamadeva had this knowledge of Brahman and then he went on to know that I am Manu or I was Manu, I am Aditya, like that. The Sarvatma Bhava or being everything is shown that way. So by showing that, how one who knows this also becomes everything, that is very clearly pointed out, very clearly ascertained. There is no doubt that the one who knows oneself as Brahman will become everything. That is clearly shown. But still the doubt with reference to human being continues, because Vamadeva may be a great rishi. In fact, he became a jnani in the womb itself. Okay. So he was born a jnani. So, but what about others? Means there also Shruti is very clearly saying that whoever attains this knowledge, even Devas cannot stop them from gaining this result. Okay. So that is a very important statement. Even Devas are not capable enough to stop anybody from gaining the results of this knowledge. Whoever gains this knowledge will have that result, and even human beings of the current age, like that in his time, Bhashyakara must be saying that doubt becomes even more right now, correct? So he says Vartamanikeshu, like that during his time, at present times. So Vartamanikeshu Purusheshu tu Brahma Vidya Phale Anaikantika Shankate. So in the present crop of human beings, during the present times, whoever is there, with reference to them, whether this Brahma Vidya Phala can be attained by them or not. There is no clarity on that. There is no certainty. Anekantika is there means it is uncertain. There is no certainty. Therefore, Shruti itself is making it very clear. What? Tasyaha Brahma Vijñatuhu Yathoktena Vidina Deva Mahaviryaha Chanapi Abhutyai Abhavanaya Brahma Sarva Bhavasya Neshate Na Paryaptaha Kimuta Anye. Like this, he explains, saying that whoever knows this Brahman in the manner it was revealed here as limitless and as one's own self, that person, he cannot be stopped from gaining the results of that knowledge, even by Devas. Devas also are not capable of that. So, what about others then? We don't have to talk about others. So, this is called Prathama Malla Nyaya. Prathama Malla Nyaya means what? Once you defeat the world champion, you become world champion. That's it. You don't have to go and fight with each and every person in the world to prove that you are the world champion. You go and defeat the current world champion, you are the world champion then, let us say. Like that here, Devas themselves cannot stop you. Then nobody else can stop you from gaining this knowledge. Okay, so having said this, now another doubt is there. Why would Devas even try to stop you from gaining this knowledge, correct? There is a doubt like that. Why should Devas stop anybody from gaining this knowledge? So, Brahma Vidya Phala Praptau Vigna Karane Devadevaha Ishate iti ka shanka iti uchyate, he says. See, why is there a doubt that with reference to gaining this result of this knowledge of Brahman, that Devas will be putting some obstacles, okay? They will be obstructing you, or they will desire to obstruct somebody from gaining the results of this knowledge. Why is there a thinking like this? Okay. Now, Shruti itself clarifies that. What does the Shruti say? In fact, if you go up, we can at least see the original, so that let us jog people. Then Shruti says, Tasyaha na devans chana abhutya ishate. So this shows that even Devas are not capable of stopping you from gaining the results of this knowledge. Okay. So why is Devan, but why is Shruti saying this? Okay. That Bhashyakara is trying to explain here. So why should even anybody think that Devas will stop you? For that he is saying, Devadin prati rinavatvan martyana. See, whoever is born, any mortal human being, you are born as a debtor. Okay. We all are Rinavans. Rinavans means what? We all are, we have taken loans already. While taking birth only, we are born as a debtor. Now, who are the creditors? In fact, in our tradition, we talk about Pancharina, or at least 3 rinas. Okay, Pancharina also is popularly talked about. So 5 debts are there for everybody. One is Devadin Prati, Bhashyakara himself is saying here. With reference to the Devas, we have to settle our debt. Okay, and how is Bhashyakara saying this? He is quoting the Taittiriya Samhita here. Brahmacharyena Rishibhyaha Yajnena Devebhyaha Prajaya Pitribhyaha. So like this, Taittiriya Samhita is saying, we have to pay our debts to Rishis. How? By studying the Veda. Correct? Brahmacharyena here means Brahmam Charati iti Brahmachari, the one who pursues the knowledge of the Vedas. Brahma, one meaning is Veda. So brahmachari means brahmam charati iti brahmachari. The one who is pursuing the Veda, the study of the Veda, is the brahmachari. But the popular meaning of brahmachari is that whatever, you have a certain continence and all that is given. But that is only a general meaning. The actual meaning of a brahmachari means one who is focused on the study of the Vedas is a brahmachari. So by studying the Veda only, you are repaying the debt of the rishis, because rishis only have brought about these Vedas. It is revealed to them and they have started a parampara, correct? There is a lineage, and in fact one varna of people are ordained. It is their duty to learn the Veda and preserve it for the next generation. If it was not given as a duty of one group of people, today we wouldn't have had the Vedas with us. So it was beautifully preserved in an oral tradition, and that way, by learning the Vedas, we pay back our debt to the rishis, because then we continue the lineage which they have started. Okay. Then yajnena devebhyaha. So to the devas we pay back our debts by doing the yajna. At least nitya karma one has to do, but more than nitya karma, as a grihastha, one is supposed to do also all this fire rituals, Agnihotradi, starting from Agnihotra, which is a very, very simple thing. So most of the Brahmanas at least were doing Agnihotra and Upasana and things like this on a day-to-day basis. Nowadays, in fact, only very few people are doing it. Although there are many Agnihotris are there. The family name, it has come down now as Agnihotri. Even when I was studying in my school, there was one famous Agnihotri was studying there. Now, she was not famous for doing Agnihotra or anything like that. She was a film actress. She became a film actress. In fact, when I was studying first standard, in my school, 12th standard, one Rati Agnihotri was studying. Then, in fact, she started acting in the movies while she studied in the school itself, I think. So, when she was studying 12th standard, she became a star. So, she was very famous. But that doesn't mean her parents or her father was doing Agnihotra. Definitely, I know that he did not do. What I am saying is, nowadays only the names are there. Family names are there. All you can trace it back to Vaidika Karma. Correct? Vajapayee. There was our Prime Minister Vajapayee was there. I don't think he went to did Sandhya Vandanam every day. But he calls himself Vajapayee. Vajapayee, who is a Vajapayee? The one who did Vajapayee Yajna is a Vajapayee, correct? Even there was a Telugu star was there. Shankarabharanam, one movie was there. Now the hero who acted in that as the Shankara Shastri was a person called Somayajulu. So Somayajulu is a Lu is a Telugu addition, suffix. But Somayaji means who? Means the one who has done Somayaga. So somebody in his family has done Somayaga. That is how they got that appellation. Okay, that honorific saying that he is a Somayaji. Then his children and others also started having Somayaji as a family name. That's all. But nobody nowadays, very few people are doing all this proper yajna. But we have to do, at least we have to do whatever is possible. Okay. If you are not doing Vaidika Karma, at least puja, something we have to do, correct? Every day worship is very important. And offering, we offer prasada, and devas are all, how do you know they have consumed it? Means devas are paroksha priya. The very fact that you offer and you have that bhavana of offering and you are offering something, they have consumed it, you have to take. Deva's consumption is like we reading the book, correct? By reading the book, we do not really modify the book or anything, but we have taken the essence of that, the content of the book into ourselves. Similarly, devas are paroksha priyaha. They take whatever we offer to them. So like this, Devas, we have to pay our Rina back by doing all these different yajna. And then only they will also bless you, correct? In fact, it is a parasparam bhavayantaha, like that Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. If you take the 3rd chapter, I think from around the 10th or 11th verse, Bhagavan talks about all these things. Devan bhavayata nena te deva bhavayantuvaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramavapsyata ishtan bhogan hi o devaha dasyante yajna bhavitaha tairdattana pradhanebhyaha yobhunte stena evasaha. Like this, Bhagavan even says the one who eats without offering it to the devas is actually a thief, because you have taken all the blessings from them in the form of rain, everything. See, when you were born, everything is given to you, correct? Bhagavan has given the whole thing. It is as though we have checked into a 5-star hotel, correct? They are taking care of everything for you. Like that, you are born already. Oxygen is there at the right amount to breathe. Water is available. Food is available. Everything is available. Resources are available on this earth. And who is providing all these things? And if you eat it, you are able to digest. Digestion and all is not happening with your will or anything. Understand that Bhagavan is sitting there. Agni Devata is sitting there and digesting the food you are eating. If Agni Devata does not digest it properly, you are going to have problems. Correct? There is a Vaishwa Aham. In fact, Bhagavan Krishna also says, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha. I am sitting there as the Vaishwanara Agni in the body of all these beings, living beings, and I do the digestion for you. Then all this Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samanaha, we say. So the prana also distributes all the nourishment all over your body so that all the organs can function correctly. Like this, devas, without devas, we cannot live our life without their blessings. So we have to pay them back. We are all debtors with reference to deva. And how do we pay that back? By doing yajna, yajnena devebhyaha, prajaya pitrubhyaha, and pitris, all your ancestors. You are there because of your father. Your father was there because of his father. Like that, we have a lineage there also. Who is the first father? Means Bhagavan only again. Correct? First Guru also is Bhagavan. First father, if you ask a biologist, he will say monkey. Let us say first father is monkey. But then even that monkey's father, who was the first father? Like that, if you take it back for monkey also, finally we have to arrive at Ishvara. Correct? Ishvara is the Jagat Karanam. Ishvara is also the first father. Similarly, Ishvara also is first Guru, who taught, means that is explicitly said even in Upanishads like Mundaka Upanishad. That Brahmaji taught Atharva, then he taught his Shishya, like that. Always this lineage is talked about. Why it is talked about? To only say that this knowledge is coming from a certain parampara, from Ishvara himself. And that is why the Guru Shishya parampara is very important for us. Anyway, so here, your own parampara, the lineage, is given to you by your ancestors. Correct? You are indebted to have been born in a particular lineage. And you have to pay it back by continuing that lineage, they say. Prajaya. And also we do tarpana and all that. Okay, Pitru tarpana. So we do certain karma with reference to our ancestors. So even today, we had solar eclipse here. And we had to do tarpanam. Okay, that is very important. We take snanam once the eclipse starts. And then we do Pitru tarpana. Even yesterday, it was Amavasya. So Amavasya also we do, every Amavasya we do tarpana for our Pitrus. Every year also we do Shraddha and all that. Okay, so we have to pay back our debt to our ancestors. Then to this, two more also is added. Okay, Nr Rina or Manushya Rina. So we are also indebted to other human beings, correct? Without other human beings, we cannot really live here. We are all interdependent. We have to accept that. You may be anybody, but still you are dependent on somebody. So Manushya Rina also is there. That is why Atiti Satkara is very important for us. So how do you pay back this Manushya Rina? Means you can do Annadanam, or we always, in fact, even few years back in our village and all, everybody has to go outside before we eat lunch. You have to go outside and shout, in fact, is there anybody who wants food? Like that. In fact, even today, it happens in Kerala, one temple at least, in Trichur, I think. So the temple, they will always come and shout, is there anybody to eat? And then if anybody is hungry, they have to be fed. Then only the temple can be even closed. Otherwise, they cannot close the temple. So like this tradition is there. See, understand one thing. One amazing thing. You think about it. See, we had pilgrimage in our country. Okay. What kind of pilgrimage we had? People were going all the way up to Kashi, Himalayas and all that, correct? From Rameshwaram, from Tamil Nadu, all the way down, or from where I am right now, I am near Kanyakumari. From here, people used to go to all the way up to Kashi. Kashi Yatra was a big thing, all these yatras. But in our tradition, selling food was prohibited. Understand that cooked food you cannot sell. That is why even few years back also, people look down upon those who are running restaurants and hotels and all that because they are selling cooked food. Cooked food was always supposed to be given as dhanam only. Okay, so we never had any restaurants, but people were traveling all the way. So either they were cooking themselves also on the way, but they all had Annachatra. Even today, if you see, they say that in every day when you go for Kashi Yatra, they had only so many kilometers or something they can walk, correct? Because they were all going by walk. Now, in that distance, you will always find some Annachatra is there. Many of them have become defunct now. They are not running really. But there are evidences to show that every so many kilometers, you have Annachatra. Somebody or the other was running that. That's all part of Purta Karma also. Ishta Purtam, like that we say. Purta Karma means all the karma you have to do other than the whatever worship and yajna and all that, correct? So in that all other social work and all is included in Purta Karma. And Ishta Purtam, like that, both are important. If you read the Dharma Shastra, what kind of Purta Karma you can do, you can dig a common well, you can take care of the canal, water bodies. Taking care of water bodies is a big thing in that. Then providing food like this, Annachatra, or even building a temple and all was considered to be Purta Karma. And temple building also was important because even while going on yatra, you cannot stay in a place where there is no temple. Temple is there only means people are civilized, like that they understood. Otherwise, you don't know who is living there, whether you will be safe or not. So all these things, very interesting. Maybe not directly related to the topic here. So anyway, coming back, you have to pay back your Rina to Manushya, other Manushas also. Nr Rina or Manushya Rina. And then Bhuta Rina also we talk about. Bhuta, all other living beings in general, including animals. All the nature or Mahabhuta. Bhuta can be taken there as other living beings, or in general the natural forces also. So for that only every day we also again feed the ants, feed animals. In fact, in our village and all, if you go slightly outside near the grazing part and all, they have some stones. Why they have put that stone means it is for the animals to scratch themselves, scratch their backs and all that. The animals cannot scratch themselves, and they have put stones even for that. Understand that. In fact, cows love if you go and just keep on scratching all over their body, of course, softly. They really like it. They will show you also. Many of your bulls also, if you go to them, normally they are aggressive. But if you can gain their confidence, they will show like this happily. So even with reference to animals, so this Pancha Maha Yajna, that is what is called. Every day you have to do Pancha Maha Yajna. Okay, what are those Pancha Maha Yajna? Five things to repay our debt. One is Swadhyaya, you have to chant some Veda every day. Then you are paying back your debt with reference to the Rishis. Then you do some puja. Nowadays we have to say puja, otherwise you have to do Agni Karma like Agnihotra or any other yajna. That is for the Devas. Then for Pitra also, we have, every day we can do some Tarpana and all that. It is there. Actually, even there is a ritual called Brahma Yajna. In that Pitri Yajna also is included. Brahma Yajna also is some kind of a Tarpana for Vedas and all that also is there in that. Then every day you have to feed some guest, and every day you have to feed animals also. These are all important for us. As a Dharmika, Pancha Maha Yajna, of course in modern context, how feasible all these things I don't know, but this kind of a vision is there. That's what we have to appreciate. So, itihi jayamanam eva ridavantam purusham darshayati shrutihi. So, Bhashyakara says, as soon as you are born, jayamanam eva ridavantam, you don't have to go and take any loan from anybody. As soon as you are born, you are a debtor. Shruti is showing that Brahmacharyene Rishibhyaha, Yajnena Devebhyaha, Prajaya Pitrubhyaha, like that. Darshana cha, even in Brihadaranyaka itself, later we will see 1.4.16. Atho ayam va, like this, there is a Vakya is there. So, Ityadi, Loka Shrutescha. So, there is a Pashu Darshana is there. That means in this particular mantra itself, human beings are shown as Pashus for Deva. We will see that later in this 1.4.10 itself. Later on 1.4.16, there is a Loka Shruti, it is called, because Loka means Lokyate iti Loka, that which you perceive, cognize, or enjoy, that you experience. Lokyate iti Lokaha. So, there it is shown that human beings are all enjoyments for Devas, because they are a Loka. Human beings become a Loka for the Devas, like that it is shown. What are all the different Lokas like that? It is shown in this 1.4.16. So, human beings are also an object of enjoyment to the Devas, and also they are Pashu. They are like how animals are working for us. We are all working for the Devas. All these points, if you take, Ityadi Loka Shrutescha, Atmanaha, Vritti Paripipala Ishaya. So, Vritti means what? Livelihood. Okay. Uncha Vritti and all you may have heard. This Vritti word is there in most Indian languages. Even Uncha Vritti means you go every day in the morning, you do bhajans and all that in the streets, and or you sing, and then people will give you something, correct? That is called Uncha Vritti. It was a way of living for Brahmanas, in fact. Even great musicians, saints like Tyagaraja, he was doing Uncha Vritti. And the king actually wanted to call him to his court and ask him to sing about the king and then give a lot of money and all that. But he said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to continue whatever lifestyle I'm having here. And he sang a famous song and all that in that context. Okay, Vidhi Salat Sukama and all that. Anyway, so this Vritti means livelihood. And Devas, for their very livelihood, they depend on the human beings doing all this yajna and giving the offerings, it seems. And Paripipala Ishaya means what? Those who want to protect, with the desire to protect their own livelihood, Atmanaha, oneself, self, correct? One's own livelihood, they have a desire to protect. Okay, with that desire, what? Adhamarnan iva devaha, like even Adhamarnan means the debtors and the creditors are there. Correct? How the creditors want to go and take everything away from the debtors. Okay, first you clear my debt, then you do whatever you want. Like that. So the creditors, they go and try to obstruct the debtors. If they do something else and they think that their own credit will not come back, then they will try to obstruct the debtors. Similarly, here Devas also, Paratantran, Manushyan, so all the human beings who are dependent on others, on the Devas themselves, correct? Because we are dependent on the Devas, Devas are also dependent on us to give them all the offerings. Paratantran, Manushyan, so all human beings are dependent on others. Manushyan prati, with reference to the Manushaha, what? Amritatva praptim prati vignam kuryuhu. So if the Manusha, they gain immortality, Amritatvam, then what? These Manushas will not offer the Devas anymore anything. Therefore, with a view to protecting their own livelihood, they can obstruct the human beings from gaining this knowledge. So, Kuryuhu iti nyaya eva yesha shanka. So, based on this logic only, this doubt is valid that Devas can actually stop somebody. Okay. Swapashun swashariran iva cha rakshanti devaha mahattaram hi vrittim karmadhinam darshayishyati devanam bahu pashu samataya ekekasya purushasya. Okay. See, Devas protect their own bodies, or we have to say their own pashus, their own animals, like their own bodies. Like this, there is a quotation is there. Okay, Swapashun Swashariran Ivacha Rakshanti Devaha. Why? Because Mahattaram hi vrittim karmadhinam. So they are leading a great life, it seems. Devas are having a great life. Why? Because of all the people who are doing karma, and they are giving all the offerings to Devas through this, all this yajna, all this karma. So karmadhinam darshayishyati mahattaram vrittim devadinam. So for all these Devas, their great life is dependent on all these people doing all this karma and offerings, giving offerings, sacrificial offerings. Therefore, what? Each and every human being is equivalent to many animals, it seems. Bahu pashu samataya ekekasya purushasya. Each and every purusha, each and every human being is equivalent to many animals for the Devas. Therefore, what? Tasmad eshan tanna priyam yedetan manushya vidyuhu itihi vakshyati. So therefore, the Shruti is going to say what? Therefore, these devaha, they do not like na priyam. So they do not like that these human beings are going to know about this Brahman, know oneself as limitless, know oneself as not being a karta only. I am not a karta, bhokta. If you know, if the human being knows, then he is not going to anymore do any of this karma. Karma phala virakti, once it is there, then why should I do any karma? I am not interested in the results of the action because it's not going to give me what I really want. Therefore, they do not like that the Manushaha vidyuhu, Manusha will know. Itihi vakshyati, it is going to say in the same vakya we will see later, 1:410 only. Also, yatha havai swaya lokaya arishtim iched evam hai evam ha evam vide sarvani bhutani arishtim icchanti. So like this, this is a quotation also. Okay, what? Yatha havai swaya lokaya arishtim iched. So how one wishes, correct? Arishti means here you can say some kind of safety, protection. So how you wish that your own body should be safe and healthy and sound and all that, correct? Similarly, Sarvani Bhutani Arishti Vichanti Hai Evam Veda Vide. So the one who knows in this manner about the lokas, okay, the loka Shruti only it is talking about 1:4:16. Later we will see that. So the one who knows that everybody is enjoying everybody else, devas are enjoying the human beings are enjoying something like that. There is a whole thing is shown here. So that means everybody is interdependent. The devas are also enjoying the human beings, and human beings also require the devas. This being the case, finally what is it shown here? That devas do not like human beings to know that I am Brahman, I am limitless, and thus then what? They will lose their livelihood. That is the whole point here Bhashyakara is making. So all this couple of quotations also is giving here to only drive home that point, that the devas' livelihood are dependent on human beings, and each and every human being is equivalent to many animals for the deva, it seems, for the devas. Therefore what? Brahmavitve pararthya nivrittehe na swalokatvam pashutvam cha iti abhiprayaha. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is that once one knows oneself as Brahman, then pararthya nivrittehe. So there is the parartha. I don't anymore seek anything other than myself. I don't have to seek anything other than myself, because I am myself, I am limitless and full and complete. I do not lack anything. So I don't have to seek anything other than myself. Correct? So pararthya nivrittihi will be there. He won't be, that person is no more interested in gaining some punya or doing some karma and going to some place and all that. Okay, therefore what? Devas lose their own enjoyment also. Swalokatvam and Pashutvam also. Then that person is no more an animal of the devas, because he is not working for the devas. So that is the conclusion. Therefore what? Apriya Arishta Vachanabhyam Avagamyate. That is why what? The devas are not, they do not like human beings knowing that, and also the protection of their own livelihood also is dependent on the human beings only. Those two things. From all these statements, we can arrive at this conclusion that this swalokatvam and pashutvam will not be there anymore for the person who has gained this knowledge. Therefore, what? Tasmat Brahmavidaha Brahmavidya phalapraptim prati kuryuhu eva vignam devaha. Therefore, we can now conclude that devas will try to obstruct a person who wants to gain this knowledge. Okay, prabhavavantascha hi te, and they are also capable of that. They have power. Okay, prabhavavantascha hi te. So this possibility is there. They have the capability and they also have the motive. So that's what is established here. See, for any action, there has to be a motive, and there must be some capacity to carry out that action. So that is there for the devas. They have the motive and they have the capability. Then what? Now the Purvapakshi goes into another track. So he is raising a question. Let us see that. See, nanu evam sati anyaswapi karma phalapraptishu devanam vignakaranam peyapana samam. So now this Purvapakshi says, now you are saying for Brahma Vidya, all these devas will do abstraction. Then why can't they abstract even all other karma phala prapti also? Brahma Vidya phala, devas will abstract, if you say. Why can't they also abstract the gaining of the results of other action also, because in fact, at least in this case, we'll be arguing also, the phala is supposed to be instantaneous, correct? You know, knowledge itself gives you the result. Knowledge itself is the result really. There is no gap between knowing Brahman and becoming everything. Those two are same, happens simultaneously. But with reference to karma, it is not like that. You do karma now, then that apurva or punya is accumulated in your account. Later on, it has to fructify as your swarga vasa, correct? You are going to swarga or having whatever, enjoying some pleasant results and all that. It has to fructify later. So karma phala, there can be a vyaya, there can be a gap when you actually gain the result. Then it is even easier for devas to go and abstract that also, correct? Why can't they, if you say that they have a motive and capability to abstract the phala of Brahma Vidya, why can't they go and do the same thing with reference to other karma also? Like this, the Purva Paksha is asking. Okay, so Hanta Tarhi Avisrambhaha Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Sadhana Anushtaneshu. So he is saying now, see this. Therefore, what he says then, and it is also Peya Pana Samam, he is saying, it is as though like drinking water for them. It is as easy. Creating an abstraction is Peya Pana Samam, like that. An analogy is given here. It is as easy as drinking some water for them. Therefore, what? Avisrambhaha means there won't be any shraddha in all these things then. Because you don't know for sure whether you will get the result or not. Then why should I even do something? People will lose their shraddha. With reference to Abhyudaya Nishreyasa Sadhana Anushtaneshu. So then, see, you are doing a lot of Anushtana. Leading a life of a karmatha is not easy. The one who is doing all these rituals every day, it is a very exhausting thing, correct? A lot of effort goes into all these things. Leading this dharmika life is not an easy life. But we are all leading that because ultimately it will give me happiness. It will fructify later on at least as a very pleasant experience for me. Only with that idea everybody is doing. But if there is a doubt even with reference to that there can be obstructions for me to gain this karma phala, then people will lose all interest in that. Correct? They won't have any shraddha also to do all these things. So therefore what? Tatha Ishwarasya achintya shaktitvat. Okay. Agni karane prabhutvam. Sorry, Vigna karane prabhutvam. Tatha kala karma mantra aushadhi tapasam. Okay, so now another thing also this person is talking about. He says further what? Ishvara. First we talked about Devas. Then what about Ishvara? Ishvara has achintya shakti, he unimaginable power. Okay. Then Vigna karane prabhutvam. Ishvara can give Vigna also. In fact, we say when Ganesha also, when we do Ashtottara, one of the name is what? Vigna Kartaya Namaha. He can give Vigna also, and because of that only he is also Vigna Hara. He can remove the obstacles. So Ishvara can give Vigna because he has overlordship over everything, Prabhutvam. So Ishvara also has Achintya Shakti, great power, and also Ishvara has overlordship over everybody. So Ishvara also can give them obstacles. Similarly, even Kala, Karma, Mantra, Aushadhi, Tapasam, even all other things can be used to stop you from gaining the results of your action. Like even time can be a factor. The karma itself, somebody else can do something else to obstruct your karma phala. Correct? Then mantra and all can be used. Aushadhi also. Some kind of herbs can be used. Tapas also. One can do tapas and also stop somebody else. All these things are possible. So yesham hi pala sampatti vipatti hedutvam shastre loke cha prasiddham ataha api anashvasaha shastrartha anushtane. So all these things, whatever was listed now, starting from Ishvara, Kala, Karma, Mantra, Aushadhi, Tapas, all these things, okay, they can be used to stop you from gaining your phala, the karma phala. Phala sampatti, vipatti hetutvam is there for all these things. And it is also very well known, he says, in the Shastra and in the Loka. So even today, all these people are there, correct? Many business people, they go to some tantric and try to do something to their opponents. All these things are happening. This tantra, mantra and all is used. Or you mix something in somebody's food. Everything is happening even today. So all these things are well known, both in the Shastra and in the world in general. Ataha api anashvasaha. So therefore also one will not have any shraddha, any faith in all these things. Okay. Shastra artha anushtane. So with reference to the anushtana of whatever is said in the Shastra, one will lose the shraddha, one will not believe that one can really do all these things and get the results thereof. So all these things are there. Like this Purva Pakshi is pointing out. Then Bhashyakara says, no, na, he says what? Sarva padarthanam niyata nimitta upadanat jagad vaichitriya darshanat cha. So now he gives a simple reason. He says, see, everything, there is a cause and an effect. That is well established in this world first. Okay, niyata nimitta upadana. So if something is the cause, if you bring together all these causes, then this effect will come. So there is a causation is there. Okay. So sarva padarthana, for everything, how to get that thing is to bring all the causes to create that thing together. Whether it is nimitta karana, upadana karana, intelligent cause, material cause. So all these causes along with other causes also, if you bring together, then you will get the result. So between the cause and effect, there is a law of causation is there. And also Jagat Vaichitriya Darshanacha. So also there is so much variety in this world. That means you have to only account for it by different people doing different karma, correct? So, and all those karma giving all those results. So many different things we find here. They all cannot just come like that. They are all coming due to somebody's action, let us say. So Vaichitriyam also is there in the world. So much variety. It's a variegated world. So Swabhava Pakshe cha tad ubhaya anupapattehe. Swabhava Paksha means there is a Swabhavavadi, like that one group of people are there. They are saying that everything is just randomly, it is there. Everything is random in this world. Okay. And so that they are using that as a reason to attack even the Vaidika karma and all that. They say, why are you doing all this Vaidika karma? How do you know that doing this you will get that? Like that, they are trying to argue. Now Bhashyakara says this Swabhava Vada is not correct. If Swabhava Vada is there, you cannot establish that this will cause that. And also further, different people are experiencing different things in the world. Even from a human standpoint, if we take, there also we have to account it for only based on their own karma, correct? So this Swabhava Vada, if you take the Swabhava Paksha, these two cannot be, these two are not tenable. So what you are saying, we cannot accept, he is saying. So Sukha Dukkhadi Phala Nimittam Karma iti etasmin pakshe sthite vedasmi nyaya loka parigrihite deveshwara kalaha tavanna karma phala viparyaskartaraha. So what Bhashyakara is saying is this sukha dukkhadi phala nimittam karma. So karma is the reason for your sukha or dukkha, your own karma. Okay. In this view, correct? Taking this view, etasmin pakshe sthite. So being established in this view. And how are we established in this view? Because this is what is being revealed by the Vedas, Smriti, even logically also. If you see, of course, my effort also is important. But in spite of my effort, sometimes I get less than what I really put my effort, correct? But I still get less. Sometimes I get the same as what I expected for my effort. Sometimes I get more. Sometimes I get opposite. So my own experience says that there is some other variable, some unknown variables are always acting. Of course, my effort is important. Other than my effort also something else is there. How do we account for this? Means your own karma, papa punya is there. So we understand that. Okay, Veda Smriti Nyaya Loka Parigrihite. Also generally in the world we see and we can understand from that. We can ascertain that karma is there. Okay. And also what Deva Ishvara Kalaha Tavanna Karma Phala Viparyas Kartaraha. So in that case, this karma only is fructifying as your daily pleasant and unpleasant experiences. And Devas or Ishvara or Kala, time and all, do not stop you from gaining that karma phala. That's what Bhashyakara is pointing here. So, karmanam kankshita karakatvat karma hi shubha shubham purushanam deva kala ishwaradi karakam anapekshya na atmanam prati labhate labdhatmakamapi paladane asamartham. So Bhashyakara is now pointing out that karma will give the results. Okay, that's what he is trying to point out. Although there are other factors are also there, all factors we have to take into account. But karma will give its phala. So you don't have to doubt that. That karma phala will not be there. There need not be any doubt on that. Why? Because karmanam kankshita karakatva. So here, this with reference to karma also are there. Factors of action. So the karma itself is dependent on all these factors of action. And further what, like factors of action, when we say even grammar, we talk about karaka, correct? These are all factors of action. There is an object of action, there is an instrument of action, there is a causal also is there. Causes are there for that karma. Then there is a location. All these things, there are factors of action are there. So all these factors of action, and based on that only karma is done. And so this for the human being, Purushana, Shubha Shubham, Karma hi. So this karma only is giving you Shubha and Ashubha without depending on the Deva, Kala, Ishwaradi, Karakam, Anapekshya. So without having any Apeksha and other things like Deva, Kala, Ishwara and all. Okay. Na Atmanam Prati Labhate Labdhatmakamapi Paladhane Asamartham. So this karma is not dependent on all other things. It is only dependent on its own karaka. And based on that only we get the karma phala. And further, this, if you say that karma is not capable of giving its phala, okay, even after gaining the results of action, So what can we say? So he says kriyaya hi karakadi aneka nimitta upadana swabhavyat tasmat kriyānuguna hi deveshwaradaya iti karmasu tavana phala praptim prati abhisrambaha. So Bhashikara is finally pointing out that factors karakadi aneka nimitta upadana swabhavya. So nimitta upadana, different materials, different factors of action. The karma, to do a karma, so many things are there. So many you have to bring together many things. Many factors are under play. That is the nature of karma itself. And therefore what? The kriya, by doing this kriya only, this Deva and Ishvara Deha also, they are all anuguna in the same. Okay. So you gain this phala, karma phala, even though Devas and Ishvaras, they are also there. They are also, in fact, one of the factors. Even Nayayikas, if you take, they talk about Sadharanam Karana, Asadharana Karanam and all that. Under Sadharana Karana, they include Ishvara's Icha, Ishvara, even Desha, Kala. All these things are also factors in karma. We have to take all those things together and then karma is done, correct? And then in that, once you do that karma, taking into account all these factors, that karma will give results. There is no, in that there need not be any doubt, he is pointing out. Karmasu tavanna palapraptim iti avisrambaha. Avisrambaha means what? You do not have, you need not have any visrambaha means Shraddha. Avisrambaha need not be there, he is saying. Okay. So with reference to the phalaprapti, the attaining of the results of action, there need not be any doubt. Okay. You don't have to have doubt. You can have Shraddha that karma will give phala. Okay. Okay. The rest of the things we'll see next week. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.